This guy, I sent you all of the expiration. Right. You can read if you can read out like so.
So Brock is up in August. Roman is up in August of 2025. He's going to be there for a while. Becky's January 2025. She's going to be there for a while. Ronda is up in next. When you say next April, you mean this April or next April?
She's up this April.
So this April. Oh, so she's done in like 3. She's done right after WrestleMania, huh?
Could be.
Well, this is what they want. So the carrot dangling for Ronda is, can you do another year? You get to wrestle your best friend in your home state in LA. So instead of wrestling Becky, they want to do Ronda and Shayna. That's the carrot that's been dangled, and they want to hold off Becky to the next year. This is why Becky's in the media talking about Becky's clever. Becky knows what she's doing. So she's planting the seeds for Ronda while she's planting the seeds for Rhea Ripley, because she knows these are her two opponents, that it's going to be one or the other that she's going to work with. So if Ronda doesn't stick around, if Ronda wants to have a second child, which is the main problem, the problem with Ronda is not that she's desperate to get out of WWE. The problem with Ronda is that she wants lots of children. So
when is Charlotte coming back?
Charlotte wants children too, but like
but when's she coming back? She's been gone for a while.
Yeah, she's supposed to be. So she was supposed to be back at SummerSlam. She was talked about as this, as one of the people that would be on one of the Survivor Series teams. But yeah, it's just like there's no creative for her right now. There was once like it was very firmly in place. So here's the thing. Here's where Rhea Ripley could miss out. So it's a big circle, which is why all of this news is, because nothing's been determined until we know what Ronda's doing. The women's division cannot move forward for WrestleMania, because if Ronda stays, you get Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. You get Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. If Ronda goes, she does the job for Becky, and the other title match becomes Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. That's what you do. Right. And you go through the Rhea Ripley Bianca feud before that, which is probably going to start on television quite soon. So you're going to move on to Ripley and Bianca quite soon. And what comes of the Ronda decision is whether Ripley beats Bianca at Royal Rumble or not, or whether Bianca ends up losing to Ripley or beating Ripley. So it's going to...
Well, all this stuff, to be honest with you, I think we all agree this is kind of like boring stuff with football 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of the season. It's like I like wrestling to me like these days is just like, I watch I work this job, but like right now, go ahead.
Can I ask one more? I'm just because a lot of people on YouTube were talking to Twitter and whatnot. What happened with Sasha, Billy? Because initially Sasha and what's her name, Naomi, were supposed to come back, and then they didn't, and now it's like Sasha's appearing for New Japan and all that. At the time,
Billy, did you know that we had a source on that? Sasha went down there and trained in Mexico, like for a few days with Hoovy and a bunch of people and everything, and she said that she wasn't going to be doing anything through the rest of the year. Like she told them, and like we dropped that on the show. But I don't know what she's got in store for next year, though.
Yeah. So I had that story about Becky being the one at Survivor Series and not Sasha. I spoke to Sasha, and they spoke to Sasha, and she. So as late as November, they were still talking to her. So here's the thing: her contract ran out, but Sasha Banks takes a lot of time off. So when she was working through that last bit, she still was working through all of the dates that she owed, and she owed a lot of time. So this is why she was there. She was we talked about it before, in the Rey Mysterio situation. So you got to think like these women came in 2015. A lot of them ended up getting 5-year deals. These girls that they like had a lot of faith in, the girls that they trusted. Sasha was the one that wanted to change her deal. Sasha was the one who renegotiated her deal. Like everybody came in. Obviously, when these girls came in 2015, they all had like lower downside guarantees. But when Charlotte got up the card, very quickly she got a 5-year deal. Sasha was next, and then Becky Lynch was next after that. But Sasha was
Becky before Bayley.
Because Becky came first, yeah. But yeah. So with Sasha, she's the one who wanted to renegotiate her deal with no extra dates when she took that break and came back in 2019. So she didn't add she didn't sign a new contract. She renegotiated her contract, just like MJF renegotiated his contract. So we're going to carry on this time with the contract, but we're going to sign for more money and just keep the number of time on the contract. But she's had loads of time off, loads of breaks, so she owed them loads of time. So she just needed to come in and work the owed time. The thing that they've decided on, which is clear to me, is that can we bring Sasha Banks back in a mid-card position? No, because she's not going to come back and do it. So they're handcuffed of, do we bring this girl in a prominent position for a 4 or 5 month period, push her in a big storyline, and then she leaves without a contract? So I think they've just decided that it's not worth doing. And do you know what? We're going to see the same thing with CM Punk, because AEW have not released him. And when CM Punk comes down to the final part of that contract, we're going to see if they decide to put CM Punk on television when he's healthy for 4 months, or whether he's going to, or whether they're going to like buy him out or let him go, or just let him rot on the sidelines. So I don't know how that's going to play out. Like, this whole thing about Punk being gone or whatever, he's not gone, because he's not like showing up and doing other projects and whatnot. If he, I don't think that relationship's as bad as people think, because if it was, there's no way that he would have been allowed to go and do that MMA commentary, because to go and do that MMA commentary, like AEW,
the Cage Fury or whatever it is.
Yeah, like AEW needs to go turn around and go, yeah, that's fine. So that relationship with Punk and Tony, as much as the relationship with Young Bucks or Chris Jericho, all this other shit that you see online, it might be like fractured. There is a relationship between Tony Khan and CM Punk, and it's not broken. So yeah, I mean, he's gonna be healthy before his contract runs out, and Sasha could have been brought back as well. So,
Conan, what have you heard about Punk? I'm sure you talked to FTR down there, and anything. You got any insight on Punk?
Yeah, FTR is going to be on the show, I think, next week. So you can come on and ask him yourself that, and they can get into detail.
Dax took another shot at me on Twitter again. Did you see that?
What did he say?
I said the hottest acts heading into 2023, and somebody put I put Bloodline, MJF, blank, blank, blank. So somebody said somebody tagged Dax Harwood, said, "Hey Dax," he said, like, Disco doesn't think like all the hot matches you have, you've been, you're one of the hottest acts. And he replied, goes, "Well, this is the guy whose only claim to fame is getting slapped by Arn Anderson."
Oh.
That was a cheap shot by Dax Harwood. He's gonna have to apologize to me.
Well, there will be a confrontation next week. Yo, what up? This is Conan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!